Welcome in to episode 12 of our Let's Play Humankind series at top difficulty. We're on Humankind difficulty. If you need to catch up on any parts of this current Let's Play series, the link in the description below will take you to episode 1. You watch through everything to get to where we are now, which is at the very end of the classical era, playing as the Marians. War has slowed our game down substantially. We're a little bit behind, and so we're trying to implement some catch-up mechanics. We'll talk a little bit about that as we get into the game. And in this episode, today, we will be moving up from the classical era to the medieval era. We have some choices to make about what culture we want to choose. So we'll walk through some of my decision-making process. I did a little bit of my homework, as I said I would, and I think I have the right decision for us, although I think we could go a couple different directions. But I've made a selection that I think will be probably most beneficial to us. If you like the content, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and that you're subscribed to the channel so that you can get all of the updates when we release our newest videos. Every Sunday, we're releasing a new video in this Humankind series. So thank you for watching. Let's jump into the gameplay and see how the end of the classical era will take place. Here we are in our capital city of Anug. It's growing, slowly but surely. One of the things that got put on the back burner when we went to war is that we have a massive backlog of things in our queue. We basically have only put in, if one, I don't think we put in almost any emblematic districts so far in the entire game. We're on turn 86. We're almost at the end of the classical era. We haven't built any emblematics. This is not the way I would advise people to play the game. There are a couple of issues that are starting to crop up because of this. We're dropping behind in fame by a little bit. You can see our score up here. Purple, who is in first, Icarus, has just moved up. I believe it was on this turn, moved to the Kumai. So we know that move-ups have been happening. Plosif in the green has also moved up. And we are sitting substantially in the back for being in the same era, 5,750 to 7,950. So we are 2,000 plus points behind on the fame race. So this is making my decision-making change a little bit. I wanted to move up early, at least earlier, once we got all of our stupas one-turned, because that's the district we were working on. Now, unfortunately, because we're behind, I'm having to stay in the era for a little longer than I wanted to. We're not going to get another estate star, or we didn't have enough cities for that. This is because of the war. We're not going to get a gold star because we're just not making gold. We have never been making gold in this particular game. Now, we could get diplomat stars, and that is where we're going to try to focus our efforts. We have a shot at potentially a builder star. That might take too many turns. Maybe an agrarian star now that we have enough cities rolling, and then possibly a diplomat star or two. I think if we can just get our fame above 6,000, I would be satisfied, but I'd like to see our fame get above 6,000 before we leave the classical era, just based on the fact that Icarus in purple there was at 7,900, almost 8,000 fame. We would still, even if we got to 6,000, be 2,000 fame back. And again, you can't earn this fame again once you move up. So our goal is collect at least a couple more stars that would get us in the right direction. This agrarian star would be huge because it's worth 300. So if we can somehow get that, I don't think we have enough turns to do it though. It would take insane growth in all of our cities. We're growing in one turn here, and we'll continue to grow at a decent pace in the city, but we're not putting in any more food things because we're trying to get our districts built. We're growing slowly here, only 13, so that's not going to help us. So I sincerely doubt we're going to get to the agrarian star spot for ourselves. It's just not, I don't think it's in the cards for us as we get to this spot. So a builder star, maybe, and then diplomat stars specifically because we have all of our envoys out and about running around collecting leverage. We also have our Adubas about to go in. So if you take a look at Anug, we're building Adubas, right? +5 leverage against all known empires when the Aduba is built. This was our strategy after we found this out about the Adubas, was let's not actually finish them until we've met all of the empires in the game. We have now met all of the empires in the game, and so we're going to finish our Adubas. My assumption is that that leverage will count towards our diplomat star, and we will very quickly, as each of the Adubas gets finished, compound leverage upon leverage with everybody. And so we should be getting, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other players in the game. So if we're getting, for our Adubas, if we are getting 5 leverage against all known empires, we should be getting 25 leverage per Aduba that we put in. That should net us some stars relatively quickly, and then our diplomats can, or our envoys, sorry, can then hopefully additionally be picking things up. A couple things that I wanted to think about. We have the opportunity early in the next era to go to war with Sarge again. I want this city. I want our continent. I think that we're gonna take both of these. We're gonna burn this city down probably and just put an outpost down and then claim it back up again. This city we're gonna keep and just take it. So what we're gonna need is to prep for war. Now, we currently are not prepped for war. We're actually gaining war support only at a +2. They're gaining war support at a +3. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to demand, see, these have 1 turn left on them. I'm actually going to demand these to try to generate more war support amongst our people, right? The more demands you've made, if you've made more demands than them, you can actually bring your war support up a little bit faster. So we're going to make some demands.
If your
proposition is pending.
Halfway.
Sarge has sent me a crisis diffusal proposal. Both empires withdraw their demands and normalize diplomatic relations.
Wiser statecraft benefits us both.
They demand that I cede Betelgeuse. I absolutely not. No, refuse. Does this cause war? We're about to find out. I've never had them propose a crisis diffusal to me.
There's just no way to make this work. I do not accept. I'm not in the business of making threats.
We have now demanded all 3 of these, and the reason we are demanding is solely to generate war support, because we need war support in order to declare war, and then our hope is that we're actually going to wipe Sarge out with this particular push, right? We don't want Sarge to be in the game anymore. The push will be to take the continent, which should eliminate 100 games, 100 days Sarge from the game. So he's going up at +3. We're going up at +5 now, ongoing. So that's good. And then we'll try to be generating additional demands too. We also have quite a bit of leverage against him as well. So we can use leverage potentially to be able to take advantage of placating him out of existence, basically in the war when we need to. This will potentially be helpful, although we may want to actually extend the war. So I like that his war support is going up. We want there to be enough war support that we can take the war to its conclusion. We don't want to have to force surrender or generate stability issues as we go along. This is the other conundrum that we have run into in this game, and I promise we'll actually start going through turns here in a moment. But the other conundrum we have run into is we have not built any of our districts. All of these districts are going to cost us stability. All of them. Every single one is -10 stability. They're all queued up. They're all going to get finished. We're already struggling with stability issues. This is problematic because we also have gold issues. Remember, we switched all of our researchers over to gold because we're already burning science at the end of the era. Once we switch back into science, we're going to be right back into the negatives in gold, so we're going to have to balance that out. But we also don't want to fall behind in science. That's going to cause us a problem with stability because we have no way to make that balance happen. So we're creating some problems for our empire. These are all things to keep in mind as we start to think about who we're going to move up to. Now, we're going to wait till we get a few more stars, so let's start progressing turns as we burn through science, which I hate doing. But I really do think we need a little more before we start going. There's one last thing that we can do, and that is we have several harbors that we can put in. So in order to just enhance growth a little bit and get us potentially some more food in some of our places, get some more agrarian stuff going on, I'm going to put in a few harbors. That looks like a lovely spot for a harbor. I love the ones that split the 2 islands. This is a nice spot. We'll go ahead and put that in. We'll start looking at all of our districts to put harbors in. I think we just go here with the possibility for like a market quarter surround or something like that. That in there. I'm not even sure what we're doing with this outpost, to be honest. It's a weird outpost. And then we'll do one more here in Tupi. The next turn this comes in, we'll immediately attach, and we're trying to grab up as much land as we can here in the New World. We're still exploring. We've got lots of curiosities to pick up. Let's hit end turn. We also have 5 turns until our cultural blitz. What we might do is wait the 5 turns out, cultural blitz one more time, and then move up. We're pushing it at this point because I hate burning as much science as we are, but let's see where we are in about 5 turns. Unless we gain stars at a pretty rapid pace, which I'm not foreseeing we will, let's see what happens. Here we go. There's the move up. We already knew that from having been there. We have Maya to Kamai, and that's a powerful move. That is a very powerful move. Production-wise, Icarus is going to be cruising, going Maya to Kamai. Does not surprise me to see his AI doing that. That seems
Are you
quite
content?
like that's what his AI would do. Typically, that's what happens. You can see that Icarus is currently just locking down so many different fame gains as well. Like he's doing quite well. This game is going very well for him. He's going to be the person we have to catch. Let's see. At peace with my enemy. Who's at war right now? Burley has declared war on Nox. Happenings in the world. The world is rocking and rolling at this point. Okay, so we got 2 boats over here. Send this guy, what, this way maybe? Grab 2 curiosities. All the curiosities will disappear at the end of the era, so we do just want to pick them up. It sucks that most of them are science-based curiosities, but what are you gonna do, you know? Alright, so this guy can just grab this right away. They were all of them were science and in influence, which is, those are huge normally, but it sucks because we don't have the science is getting burned, so which is, it's unfortunate. There is something that I have noticed in my offline plays, Icarus, who I actually play with offline as well, noticed this, and that is curiosities tend to cluster of a similar type, tend to cluster together. So you notice all 3 of those we just picked up that were in the same kind of vicinity, they were all science influence curiosities and not gold curiosities. I feel like in the game, somehow, for some reason, there's some code that is telling curiosities that are close to each other should all be the same kind of curiosity. So maybe someone could confirm that in the comments if you've had a similar experience. That's what we've been noticing in our games about what's kind of happening.
Step back a moment and think of the greater good.
Another crisis diffusal.
This feels wrong. I find your proposition now.
We're gonna demand this as well. We might wait on this because we're gaining enough. Yeah, because we have +3 from having more demands. Demanding more does not get us anything additional. Our war sport's going up pretty substantially. We can leave this one here for a moment, I think. Okay, we have lots of units that need to move. These guys are just gonna hang out for a little while. I'm still not sure exactly how or when that attack is gonna happen. This boat just upgraded, and
unfortunately, this time you are merely a bystander to someone else's glory.
Thank you, Mr. Narrator. I do realize that I'm losing. Understood. Thank you for confirming that I'm not winning the game currently. I appreciate your honesty with me. Okay, I want to try to get. I guess this guy could go up this way. I don't know where we can actually go. We have open borders with Burley. I know that, and we don't have a boat in this direction. You know what I actually want to do? This quad could potentially help in like a wartime situation. I'm gonna send him like down in here. We're gonna see maybe if he can do anything for us in that regard. Also, there's a bunch of curiosities over here. Maybe we just swing through there, try to pick those up. That might be what we do. Okay, I'm gonna move this guy up here.
Over there.
And then turn him on to auto explore.
Go this way.
Perfect. That is what we're doing with him. This army is also just hanging. We're just hanging out. This guy is going to do an important job. And that job is, I see a cliff here. And that takes us all the way over to here. And I don't love the look of this territory. So I'm wondering what's up north here. And I'm wondering if it's already been claimed. Okay, we're going to make a calculated risk here. I'm going to move this direction. Let's see if we can find, yeah, right north of us is claimed already. If this is open, that's the one we want. I can't quite tell yet. Let's jump on river. See if we can get there. We need to find out if this territory is claimed. It doesn't look like it is. I think we're good. We'll be able to claim this, maybe even this, but you can see Icarus has already claimed down the entire coast of the New World. All the way over here, all the way over here. He has so much land. It's absolutely astronomical how quickly Icarus has snatched up land. It's wild, actually. This guy can just go on auto explore, probably. Go collect some things. This guy's doing the same maneuver. We'll get him in over here, probably. Envoys are off and running. This guy was going to go collect this curiosity. Turns out that's the negatory, so we're just going to auto-explore.
Over there. Let's go.
Just auto-explore with them. This envoy... What was this? Oh, this envoy also just grabbed a curiosity. We can't grab any of those, probably. How many envoys do we have in our land, actually? I don't think any others. So this guy can actually possibly just stay in our own land and do that. I think we have 2 on every major continent now to be looking for leverages. That's kind of what I like to do, is split them up. Get 1 on every continent, then get 2 on every continent kind of thing. So I don't think we have any on the New World, but we can take care of that later. And there's not a lot of grievances being generated in the New World probably currently. So lots of potential intel collection on the other continents though. So we've got our guys kind of out and about doing their thing. And I believe we can just end turn here. We're about to get an Aduba in, so we're going to see just how potent an Aduba is as far as getting us diplomatic stars. And we have 4 turns till that Esteed ability comes online again. Han to the Mongols. So the Burly Gamer also making their move up. There is a diplomat star right away off the Aduba build. That's not bad at all. They have selling access to resources. And Sarge feels suspicious about me. No way. That's crazy.
Of the greater good.
He continues to want a crisis defusal.
Is unlikely.
Every time he's asking for a crisis defusal. That's really fascinating, actually. Our war support is going up steadily, and we'll be able to declare war probably early on in the next era, which is what we're looking for. These guys are all just hanging. Probably could have just stationed them, but all right, we're gonna bring this guy down. We're gonna try to grab all this good stuff. Get him down here. I don't know if we'll be able to grab it before we move up, but we'll see. Take a shot at. Oh, this guy made it over here. Nice. Okay, I want to try to. Do I claim these islands right away? I feel like this is an appropriate claim for us because we can attach that to one of our spots. And I feel like we actually claim down here, although that would take forever to build in. But that's okay. I think we just come down here, do this little maneuver, and we'll try to get this island claim in. This army is hanging out. This guy is making the all-important maneuver. Oop, I just clicked on accident. Okay, so there is territory here that we can claim. So we want this territory. The question is, how much of it can we see? Icarus is in the land already. So, I mean, we basically just need to put down and then move later. So we definitely have what it takes to do that. Oh, we need to attach. We probably messed up that last turn anyway, huh? Okay, so really quickly, we're going to do one of these numbers. We're going to put down our... Wait, which goes first? Artisan's Quarter. No. Harbor. Harbor first. We're going to put down our harbor first, and then our Artisan's Quarter, because that's going to optimize our cost. Because if we put one of these down, the cost of the harbor actually increases. So we're going to go harbor first. And do we want it in here, or do we want it out here? I get the food is probably valuable. We're not going to... This is really great land, so we're really not going to market quarter off of that at all. So I think we'll stick it here. And then we'll put this in. We definitely want access to that. That's beautiful. Get ourselves a little silver online there. +1 science per silver on research quarter. Now we have a ton of research quarters that are going to be in because all of our Adupas and all of our Stupas are going to be research quarters. So that's really nice for us. Our science is not something I'm worried about in the least bit moving forward. I think it's going to be, we're going to be just fine. And so now that that is attached, actually we're connected here anyway, so it didn't particularly matter, but this should be a nice cheap attachment. That might even be the place for this. 12-9 is not bad. There's a river here that I'm wondering if there's a better one over here, but we can always move it. So we're just going to go do this. It's going to get moved just a little bit, but that's fine. Okay, so another big claim for us, as we are now creating kind of an actual city. If we can get this as well, if we can jump in and grab this, that gets us a 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is a wildly weird... This territory goes all the way around in like a little curve. Interesting. Okay, so if we can grab this as well, that will get us access to this coast. which is actually kind of nice. So we actually will have a pretty nice city. This claim right here is really obnoxious because it would have been nice to just come across the south here, but that's okay. We also have this obnoxious claim here that I'm not sure what we're doing with. It doesn't connect to this. We could technically go claim this now that Free Peoples is gone, but I don't think I'm worried too much about that. We're going to try to get this guy over here for this claim because that would be really nice to narrow it, to expand, sorry, our city up to 4 territory size. We'll take a shot at that. This guy's gonna move. That'll be fine. We don't want anyone to die, obviously. This guy will grab that on the next turn. Plosif also has units roaming around, so Plosif could potentially make a claim here as well. Are we anywhere near a Builder Star? Oh, we are! We are very near a Builder Star, actually. We only need 2 builds to get a Builder Star done. Oh, that's actually big news. Our population is not going up. We got 1 Diplomat Star. I doubt we're getting another. So I think we'll sit... I think we just sit on the Estate ability. We got 3 turns to the Estate ability. We'll try to grab that Builder Star and then move up on the Estate ability use. So we use the Estate ability and then we'll move up. I think that's the play. So I think that's only 3 turns away. So we're not going to get another district out of this city. Unless when their pop goes up, we'll get some industry. We might get a district out of this city. And everything else is pretty expensive, to be honest. So a build is actually probably going to be our best bet here. In fact, we're going to go probably Farmer's Quarter here. That's a bad Farmer's Quarter. I don't like that Farmer's Quarter at all. It opens up a spot for us, which I like, but yeah, beyond that, like beyond the worker that it would get us, we might as well just do like animal barns. It's +7 food at least for our animal barns right now. +10 if we do this, it's only 8 turns. Or do we try to increase our production? Production's not great either. To be honest, the city it's in its infancy, so it's kind of in that like in between spot. We can also just go public fountain, try to solve some of because they're going to be attaching more too. In fact, we haven't actually attached, so we actually wanted to do that. So we run the attachment because that was the whole plan. That's like what we were literally trying to do. So we run that attachment. That gets us an extra worker here, and now we're dropping stability. So now we've increased our industry by a substantial amount, as you can see. So now it makes public fountain our obvious play at that point, right? Let's see, we need 2 more builds. 4 turns on that, 2 turns on that. So we're gonna be like 1-ish turn away. What do we got over here? 2 turns. Okay, so we'll be perfect actually. We'll get the Builder Star and then Cultural Blitz, and then move up. So it's gonna be great actually. Brawls gain pop. I don't think we're gonna gain pop fast enough though. The stunning Tigris River. I want to see. Ooh, look at this land. Oh my goodness. Tigris is ransacking your district in Hey, an army of quads, an armada of quads. Oh, he's got multiple of those. Oh, Icarus is going for the rule of the sea route, ransacking my brand new harbor that I just placed. I really can't do much about that.
All those of honest intent may have my ear.
We've got demands against us, so we can't even like. Yeah, if he goes to war with us, that could be problematic. So we need to probably we need to do our war in a quick and efficient manner so that we can do other things.
This has gone far enough. It is time to. I find your
I don't need a multi-front war. That's for sure. Let's check all of our treaties. We know we can't do anything with Icarus unless we sort those out. Oh, we're actually, we have one alliance. Oh, we don't need a science exchange because we're currently cooking on that. I guess customs union, because I think what we're going to have to do to solve our stability issues is trade more. Maybe we go customs union.
I have a proposition for you.
That's really tempting.
I think you'll like it.
What does he have?
Ah, a pleasant surprise.
Will we make the gold back by getting the reduction? It doesn't say how much we were acquitted from any non-essential fees when accessing the resources. 725. Do we save? I would probably save that much.
Your proposal
as we buy his
sense.
resources, we'd probably save that much, I would think. And I would do want to trade with Burley, I think, for sure. Should we trade with him now? I think I want to wait to start trading until I see what my situation... Although this would be easy to buy. All of these would be easy to buy. We could actually make up for our gold just in buying resources, probably. So we're gonna invest in trade soon. I need to figure out how much gold per turn we have left over right once we make our move up and switch our cities back to research. So I am gonna wait on it. Might be a bad idea, because I'm passing up a couple turns with that trade enacted, but I think we'll be fine. Okay, that's still unclaimed. So we're just beelining. This unit has just got a beeline for this territory. We get there in 4 turns. We go south here because that way Icarus can't stop us. Make this move as quickly and efficiently as possible. Try to get in here and get that claim down as fast as we can. 2 turns on that. This guy's gonna grab this. Okay, so that one was a gold one. So now we have a different one. I actually want to just group these guys together. These guys just need to group together. I don't know why we split them in the first place. We'll group them up. We need to upgrade them so that we have a navy, probably. Because obviously other people are getting navies out there, so we need to get our navy up and running. Navies are very potent, if you did not know. Navies have become kind of a focal point in the game. Right, we might be able to collect a couple of these resources, potentially. Oh, we got blocked. This guy's back on our land, and we'll just set him to auto-explore. And we should be able to just end turn. Yes, yes. We checked all of our treaties.
With 5 research quarters
We're burning
dedicated to
science at a regular rate.
one
There's the
wonders
builder
what will
star.
run
That was
out
fast.
first. Food or pens and paper?
Two builds right there? What the heck did we build? Urim got something done? And Corral didn't get anything done. So how did we get an extra build there? Okay. No one else has moved up again. So we're good there. We snagged our builder star. We're not going to get our next builder star. I sincerely don't think that's worth our time. We are only 5 population away from the agrarian star now. So we could do a little thing. We have a little bit of money. This city is not growing anymore, but if we were to train, let's say, something cheap that we can upgrade later. So it's expensive for that, but if we buy out a unit, we could get we could fill out our armies a little bit more. We do need to fill out our armies. I'm not opposed to buying more archers to upgrade into crossbowmen. Oh, by the way, they did actually, so it was not a bug, apparently. They actually changed, supposedly, there's debate amongst this, I guess. What we found out is the archers no longer upgrade into the Salmon Yahas. That was not an announced change at any point, but you can no longer upgrade archers into those. There is no upgrade path into the Salmon Yahas now. They're very weird kind of tech tree upgrade style. They took that away. It wasn't really in the patch notes at all. What didn't happen during the update, it happened post DLC release. So it's very interesting. Very interesting. But I do think that we want to buy out a military unit here. I think we just want to do it on the cheap. So I feel like we either grab an archer or a warrior, or a swordsman, I guess, in order to... We don't want any more Aga Ushas. We have plenty of those. Let's go archer. We'll buy out an archer. That's going to get this city growing again in 3 turns. We might buy out one more. This city is now at minus food. -1 food. They're not growing or shrinking at all. And so I think we also want to buy out an archer here, probably. Or maybe we buy out a swordsman here. Balance things out. Get them growing again. We have a little bit of gold left that we could potentially spend. And we're growing in 2 turns here, so we don't really need it there. And what are we doing? What are we doing over here? Are we still growing really? Yeah, we're still growing super good here. Okay, so that gets us back on a growth pathway. So I like that a considerable amount. So that might push our... I don't know if we're going to get an agrarian star, but it will at least push it. We are 1 turn away from that cultural blitz, and then we'll take a look at our stars. So we'll get people rolling.
This has gone far enough.
No,
it is time.
absolutely not.
I'm sorry, but no.
We almost have enough war support to declare the war.
Deal.
All right, armies are holding until next era. I know I could fight now, like that's a thing I could do, but if we go to here, then we try to collect some stuff. Should be able to collect at least one of those before era. These guys are hanging out. These guys are going to combine so that we have some sort of power, and then we're going to go get them upgraded. This is what is going to be like our next deal, right? Wow. That's some people over here. Plosif is looking maybe to put a claim in right here. That would make sense for him. I don't mind that because I really only want a COD because I want the Pemukali. We're going to go to war with the COD at some point in this game to take a COD. That's the other thing we haven't done at all in this game either, by the way, is we have not invested...
independent people. And
in
who
any
are
of those.
they? Time will tell if they are helpful, helpless, or history.
We have not invested in any of the free peoples. Now, there aren't a ton on the map. We're going to destroy that one. We're going to destroy this one. This one just went away. And there aren't a bunch of them on the map. So there's not going to be a lot of free peoples to invest in. That's going to make kind of a more interesting game, in my opinion. Without lots of investment opportunities to have. Now, we also haven't attached this territory yet, so we have to keep that in mind, too. Existential chasms. The Empire is enthralled with the rational investigation of nature. Many cities awash with scientists and their studios. As well as the great boons brought by their learnings, their insights sometimes threaten the established truths of your faith. How should such divisions be interpreted? Good question. On Research Quarter, +1 faith, +1 stability, or +1 science on Holy Site. This pushes us way over into our science side of things, which I actually really like. Now, we have a ton of research quarters. Ooh, this is actually a tricky decision this time. Normally, I would take this only to get the +10% science. However, +1% science on Holy Site. We've got, what, like 4 Holy Sites down or something like that? That's 4% science. It's not bad. But we're going to have a ton of research quarters because of all of our adubas and stupas. Getting the extra faith would spread our religion. Getting the extra stability, it's only +1 per, though. We're going to sit on this for a second. I'm going to sit on this one. I'm not going to choose it right now. I want to see how everything plays out. This isn't going to get us anything right now because we're still burning science. And we can always... That one might save us from a stability standpoint, so I'm actually not going to enact it. I'm gonna take a moment. We're over 6,000 now, so I think we're looking pretty good as far as a move up is concerned. Icarus is now cruising. Icarus has 5 stars in the next era already, which is not a surprise, I guess. We need to look at this guy. Is this guy... Gosh, they're just running around. They're literally just running around in the territory. So we need to come and watch this. This needs to be our watch point, because we have to try to jump in and get this down. It's a race for land. It is a race for land. Okay. We also need to run this attachment. Actually, wait. Let's. Can these guys put anything in? They can put a harbor in right here. Not. Oh wait. Oh no, they can put it in down here. That's right. I forgot. Yeah, sure. Why not? I guess. I mean, that's gonna cost us stability-wise for 4 food. It might not be worth it, but I don't know. Let's put it down. Put it down, then we'll attach it in. That's probably going to hurt us. Our stability is going to be in a painful place here. Now we're going to have to, like, hard focus stability-related things. We also technically could one turn in more stupas here, which I'm not opposed to, but again, I think we got to focus in now on getting solidified here with our stability. I think that's potentially going to be an issue for us. Obviously, I'm being very aggressive in attaching things. I don't want stuff to get burnt down. We get this claim in. We won't attach this one right away. We'll get the claim in on the cheap now that we have this attached, right? That was probably the goal there. So I have to remember to go back to that. People are converting to Zoroastrianism. This is not particularly a surprise. My harbor is indeed gone, so they did decide to delete that. And Icarus is now demanding all of my places. Icarus has just demanded everything I just claimed on the New World.
Threats. However, in
all
this
of it.
Case, oh, please.
This is gonna come back to haunt us later. It's gonna be bad. That's gonna be very negative for us. And what I'm wanting now to do is probably start to gather military units together on this half of the continent as well, which is gonna cost us in gold. We also want to use our steed ability, right? So let's go ahead and do that right away because we have the gold to do that before I, like, accidentally spend it on something. 795 has been our best snag so far. We haven't been able to get anything higher than that. Wonder if we could do it over here. We cannot. Oh, we can, actually, sorry. Actually, would be really good to do over here. We can get the full 795 in this territory where we have, like, no sway whatsoever. Maybe we try this. There's the 795, and I think we block it. We block it down. Do a quick check again. It's definitely our best one. Like, we're doing fine here. So, yeah, right here is our best. That's our best bet for this. Boom, there we go. Now we're splitting it at least, which is good. I like that. Got our steed ability used. We hang. We hang. This guy can grab just the one, I guess, because we can't enter this land. Gold, not bad. We'll take it. I can't get to the other one, and then this guy would die, right? Oh no, quads don't die. Quads not die in one turn. I can't remember. We're not willing to risk it, so. This guy's also hanging out, although they're only going to be hanging out for a very small amount of time now. And we're going to go ahead and auto-explore this guy. Our archer is going to just station. Corral! What's up? Your stability is problematic, but you have all your stupas built. Your queue is empty. All the stupas are in, so that's nice. How fast can we get a build? Not very fast, so we don't need to focus that. We have a 10 science and an 8 science. That's pretty decent. Or an 18 industry. Okay, so that's probably that's our go-to. We're gonna put in a few of these. The problem is we need stability, which we have no other access points to stability currently, unless we build a garrison. So we may want to get to work on that. May want to just sling the garrison in. I think we go watermill first to get the extra industry towards getting our garrisons in, but then we're gonna have to put some garrisons down just to stabilize things. We are gonna buy stuff as well. We have to. I'm waiting on the buying of stuff, right? Myths and monsters. The Empire's reputation as an oasis of learning and knowledge grows. Together with reigning at peace, philosophers from faraway lands flock to your cities to exchange ideas. One has studied the great fiery visitor of the heavens that rises and sets without fail every day. They have proven that the sun is an orb, a vast distance from our world, and not a celestial god. Should you open your people's eyes to the new vistas? We can get faith, which is not usually my method, or we can enlighten people and move ourselves on to the way of science, which is not a bad idea, although we will lose stability if we do this. Always remember, when you shift away from the center of your axes on the civics, you're at +10 stability if you stay in the middle. You lose that stability. You go down to +5 stability plus whatever other bonus there is. This makes a lot of logical sense, right? Because you're sitting there, half of your population is not all going to agree with the moves you make on your civics axis, and so you lose some of your stability as you push towards different ends of this. So I do think that we want the learning for the next 10 turns because we are going to move up, and so that'll give us a real nice kickstart into science in the next era. So we'll confirm that. That's going to cause more stability issues in all of our cities, which we are going to, again, try to solve via money. And the real question is, are we ending turn one more time before we move up, or are we claiming the 6,000? No one else has moved. We are cleared to move up if we need to. We are 1,000 away from an Estate Star. That's going to take way too long, so that's a negatory there. We're not going to get a gold star. I'm not even looking at that. We are 5 people away from an agrarian star. We are 50 leverage away from a diplomat star. I don't think that's going to happen. And we are too many builder stars away, so we're not going to get the builder star in either. So I think we sit with the 6,000. That's what I said I wanted to get to. I think if we sit here any longer, I think we'll be procrastinating maybe a little bit too much. Technically speaking, I really like to see a 4th gold star, right? The 4th 3-tier. I didn't get it in the agrarian, and that's probably where we should have gotten it if we would have been appropriately managing things a little bit more. Or the builder star. The builder star we definitely would have gotten if we would have gotten some stuff in. But we did not, so here we sit, kind of doing our thing with the builder star. Oh, you know where we got the builder stars from at the end? Well, because we were buying in harbors and other districts in our territories. That's where we got those stars from in the end. Yeah. Okay. That's why I was like, what did we build? Well, we built harbors and stuff. Yeah. Okay. So I think it is time to move up. It will be this turn. We will do our move up. And yeah, I'm just considering all of my options really quickly. Early, what's your...
Tell me your concerns, friend.
I'm oppressing the faithful now? Okay. It's fine. We're at the verge of war with Icarus as well. Things might go south here for us very quickly. How much leverage do we have against Icarus? Almost none. We need to collect leverage against Icarus because that's one of the ways to like successfully navigate a war. is to do that. Okay, let's choose our move up point. Now, the Kamai would have been an excellent move up for us because we're kind of short on industry. +3 industry on Maker's Quarter, so any of our Maker's Quarters would have gone good. The berets are super potent because they're food industry. They're makers, farmers, so berets are very good. So if you're ever playing into the medieval era, the Kamai are a very good bet for you. The Mongols are just a war. Like, if you want to go to war and claim more land, the Mongol hordes are what you're going to want to do that with. I don't really care for that. The Swahili are also very, very powerful. They have a couple of really nice traits. If you've never watched my harbor strat video, the Swahili kind of are one of the central focal points of that strat. I mean, all the cultures in it are, but you can do some really cool things with the Swahili. This coastal haven, this +10 stability on harbor and on harbors adjacent to regular districts, this can net you a ton of stability, like a ton of stability. So if you're having stability problems, the Swahili are very, very good for that. Plus, the Bandari is very potent, especially if you are hanging on to a lot of resources, doing a lot of trade. You're going to get a ton of gold. Plus, it counts as a farmer and a market quarter, and it's also a harbor. So it's hugely beneficial district for sure. We could transcend. The 10% would be nice, and I do debate doing that often, but we're not going to this time because I did find one that I really liked. The Bulgarians are not very potent. +5 leverage when defeating an empire in battle without using units. That's so rare. Like, how often are you going to get +5 leverage from that? I don't like this one in particular. I don't know anything about this unit. Maybe you get it early in the game, so maybe it's decent. And the Knaz library, it's a commons quarter. I don't like commons quarters, to be honest, so I don't really care for that. The Tanao can be okay. +5 food per number of territories in your sphere of influence. If your sphere of influence is great, mine is okay. It could be good. But again, the Bate here, it's a commons quarter. I just never see the value in commons quarters. I still would rather put in garrisons rather than commons quarters. I think they're more effective than the commons quarters are, because the commons quarters always take up a great other spot for a district. I don't know. Maybe there's differing opinions. I'm gonna mess around with commons quarters one day in a game, so I've never really done it, honestly. The Aztecs are good if you're going to war again. You have a religious commons quarter. You'll notice there's a trend here. There are a lot of commons quarters in this particular era. I don't care for that. But if you're going to war, Aztecs could be an option. We are about to go to war, so that's something to think about. The Byzantines are really nice if you have alliances and horses. You can make a lot of money, actually, as the Byzantines. That is something we have a problem with. We don't have a lot of horses, though, and we only have one alliance, so not as potent as it could be, probably. The Franks are very good. Why are the Franks very good? Mainly because they're an aesthete culture, and you get the aesthete ability again, right? We just waited on a move up for fame, but also to use the aesthete ability again. In the early to mid game, the aesthete ability is so crucial to gaining that extra influence for territory claims, for wonder claims, for all of those things that you could potentially do. It really is something that is so useful. So the Franks would be an excellent choice for us potentially, but here's the problem. Crown Lands is great, plus 10% influence. That's not going to be useful later on, though. The Scriptorium is yet another faith science building, which we just were with our stupas. I don't think we need more research quarters in our cities. I think we would be going that's far too many. I think we would lose our balance, possibly. So I don't think we go Franks, even though I think it's a very powerful move in this era. The Ghanaians are an interesting one again. Not probably for us this time. We're not trading enough to make them worth it. The Ghanaians are great if you're trading with everybody. +2 money per number of access to luxury resources and strategics. So it can get very big. This can net you a ton of money. I want to play a game where I mess around with the Ghanaians as well, because I think that it could be really potent. Plus the luxuries market, again, if you're trading, I think can make a ton of money. Now, the Teutons would be an interesting play if our religion was not struggling. However, our religion is currently struggling. The Teutons have the Teutonic Knights, which I think are a nice, powerful unit. The +1 money and science per follower of state religion. Again, if you've got a religion that is just cruising, this can be very potent and net you some great numbers. The Kaiserdom... Oh. Hello? The Kaiserdom is also really interesting building because it's a religious maker's quarter. So you get faith. And actually, the funny thing is, it actually only nets you faith, but then counts as a maker's quarter. So it's really interesting building. Again, I think it could be useful if you're trying to push faith, but also get maybe some industry up, which is kind of something we're trying to do. Teutons could have been a pick for us. The English are actually really fun to play. Plus 7 food per number of attached territories on city. That could be helpful to solve some food problems. The Longbowmen are arguably, in my opinion, the most potent unit in probably the medieval era and maybe even the era after, because they maintain their archer status, their indirect fire status. That line you see that says that the line that you can't see because my head is in the way, says indirect fire. Unit can attack units without a clear line of sight. When you upgrade from longbowmen into crossbowmen, when you upgrade from archers into crossbowmen lose their indirect fire. They have to have a direct line of sight. That makes them actually substantially less potent than archers, because archers can shoot over mountains, can shoot over units, can do all kinds of things that crossbowmen simply cannot do. The longbowmen have the same or very similar attack as a crossbowman, but they maintain indirect fire. It is massive. And the longbowmen are a very, very potent unit, both in their era, in the classical era, in the medieval era, and in the era that follows because of that. Just having that indirect fire can be incredibly potent. So something to think about. The stronghold is also super cool because it is a garrison farmer's quarter. So not only are you getting the benefits of a garrison, you're also getting to exploit all of the food tiles around that particular garrison. So again, you can fix some stability problems and food problems with the stronghold. The English are a sneakily good culture. If you play them right, solves your food problems, solves your stability problems, and gives you basically one of the best units in the era to defend and attack with, to be honest. The Mississippians are an interesting play, but you really have to plan to play the Mississippians, because flowing waters gets you industry on districts built on river, or money on districts built on river, or food on districts built on river. But they have to be that specific type of district, and you have to be building on your rivers, your districts. I often don't. I often build off-river sometimes for districts. So flowing waters might not make sense all the time. The Sacred Mound is also... It's interesting. Again, you have to play around it. You reduce your industry costs for adjacent districts by 50%, which is huge. But it itself is nothing. It's just a religious district. It gives you some stuff on religious district, which does make it kind of potent. And we do have several religious districts. The Sacred Mound could actually be good for us in this particular game, specifically because we actually haven't built many of our districts. Now, more I'm thinking about it, this actually could have been a very good play for us. We're not going to make this play. But the Sacred Mound actually could have been a very interesting play for us. We also get money on district. It's really interesting to think about, actually. The Sacred Mound may have been a good play for us here. So the Mississippians, again, I think deceivingly good situationally. The Umayyads are incredibly powerful. And the reason the Umayyads are incredibly powerful is because they allow you, they're the only science culture in the medieval era, which allows you to research into the early modern era, right? Into the early modern. And that allows you to gain access faster to the wondrous effects of resources by getting to what used to be feudalism. I think it's called humanism now. The humanism tech, which allows you to build the manufactories, the luxury resource extractors that get you the wondrous effects. You could get to those really quickly by playing the Umayyads. I've got a video on the YouTube about that if you want to check that one out. The Umayyads, and it used to be even more potent. They're less potent now. But it used to be like a huge thing, especially if the resources set on a certain way. You could really take advantage of this. The Grand Mosque, again, a good one. It's a science religion. We've been doing that all game already, so I don't want to push that more, but you could if you wanted to. Those Umayyads are very powerful. And that brings us to the final culture we're going to look at, which is actually the culture we are going to pick in this game, the Norsemen. Now, Stormborn is not awesome, although it does feel really good to be able to move your naval units an immense amount. It also is going to give us combat strength in our naval units and our transport ships. Navy and winning the seas has become very critical in this game, so I'm not opposed to having Stormborn. Also gets us access to the Langskip, which is a naval transport ship that's way better than everything. So we don't actually have to build a bunch of ships. We could just patrol with units, which could be useful to us. And the Naust is what sold me on picking the Norsemen. +5 food per adjacent coastal water, +5 food per lake, 50 money on ransack. That's probably not going to help us, but it might, because we're about to go to war. And obviously, we'll replace the harbor, so we get the stability loss. It is a farmer's and a market quarter, which is really potent. So we're going to get money and food out of this particular placement. So it's going to solve some of our money problems. It's going to solve some of our food problems. And it is going to get us the militarist trait, the militarist ability, which we're probably not going to use, but we're going to get access to getting military stars faster, or make military stars more potent for us. That is why we're going to pick the Norsemen. The Naust is going to help us. Stormborn is going to help us rule the seas. And we are going to war basically as soon as we can. They are a militarist culture, so we're going to get that +30 war support automatically. It's going to take us where we want to go in this particular era. And the Naust is going to be really helpful building for us. This is the direction that we're going to take for our game this time. I feel like it's an interesting move, and I think it will create a very interesting medieval era for us. And that is why we'll be adopting the Norsemen. Let's rock and roll and get it turned into our medieval era.
Wisdom and technical innovation from earlier eras bring humankind new knowledge, and we immediately use it to find new ways to kill each other off.
Which we're actually going to do.
Greater empires build more powerful armies, but brute strength may be defeated by superior innovations. It is brains versus brawn, with ever richer cities as tempting spoils for the victor. Whether trading or raiding, the Norsemen deserve credit for both naval innovation and brute force.
It's gonna be interesting. All right. We have now moved up. We actually have a militarist star already from kills previous to this. And we have another star too. We have an expansion star already. We have a militarist star already, and we're cranking our way towards different stars. So immediately upon moving up, grabbing a few interesting things. What's this? Oh yeah, -10 and -20. That's right. Man, we should have been signing treaties with free peoples, eh? Probably. Yep. We have that -10 on outpost attaching costs. It's actually really nice. We don't have any city cap count probably left, or do we? Yeah, we don't technically right now. We're not actually saving much using those traits. We actually ended up with some kind of weak traits, to be honest. We're playing a bunch of weak traits, but that's okay. Okay. We have moved up. We are now in the medieval era. We are playing as the Norsemen. Oh crap, we were supposed to go over here. We need if they got this claim in, I swear. Oh no! Burley makes the claim. Cool. We were right here. We could have clicked the button on turn. Oh, the pain. The pain. Look, I was going through cultures. I was moving up. I don't know if I would have gotten it anyway because we moved up on the turn. That's gonna make Icarus mad though, so I don't know. Maybe he'll go to war with Burley and not us. I have no idea. Okay, we are now prepared to take the war to these folks here. I guess we just move in and run the attack this way. No, where do we want to run this attack from? I don't want to hit the city if we don't have to. Which actually, yeah, that we want to run the attack from the south. We actually knew that already. We actually want this army to be the one. How do we want to run it, though? I don't really want to run the city attack if we don't have to, right? We try to run this attack, so let's just move them in. And it looks like the battle lines are probably going to be drawn south-north. So that's problematic for adding my units into the fight, though, right? Because, yeah, we probably want to draw it up this way so that we can add our units into the fight in that direction. I think this is the direction we take the attack. It gives them some high ground advantage for some of our army, but I think that's the fight we want to take. So the rest of the guys can just kind of chill. This guy can put his claim in, so at least we'll get one claim. Oh, that claim is killing me at this point. We're gonna go center and then we'll put some districts around it. Are we gaining any followers? We're at 45 followers. I have to watch that number. These guys are just gonna hang. Okay, we can now look for other things. This guy is gonna become a naval vessel. He's all alone, so he's probably not gonna get to do much. We're just gonna have him sit for now and wait for wartime. This guy's going on auto explore now that he has reached the land. These guys are gonna hang out. These two guys, I think I am gonna swing around as Navy support as well. We'll bring them around into our land. We might even cross them over here to get them upgraded, to be honest. We'll have the gold to do that. Okay. Well, we might. We have to check our gold situation. Okay, stability. Massive problem here. We cannot start putting Naus in until we fix our stability problems. That makes this a pretty easy build, so we'll go aqueduct here to start things off. Oh, we have not had an industry person in. That's highly negative in my book. My bad. My bad. And we're going to switch our expert policy around now. So let's fix that. I'm not going to make the attach. We wasted this attach, though, because we didn't get this. Oh, that one hurts. That one hurts me. Land and freedom. The Empire is a vast, glorious land of mountains and grasslands stretching countless leagues and full of wonders and mysteries. Over many generations, your people have subdued many of its corners. Now you must ask the question to whom these lands truly belong. Plus 10 food per number of attached territories, or use money instead of influence to claim. We definitely don't want that. So we're gonna go up here and do this. We're gonna enact communal land. I want that plus 10 food.
Why should individual wealth and political connections determine the status of something as timeless as the land?
Let's pick our science. We need a science that will effectively help us. Do we want access to our lang skips right away? We could get plus city cap, which we don't actually need. We could get access to hamlets, which are very, very impactful, but also hurt our stability. So where can we go to best increase our stability? That is the real question in this era. Apothecary is definitely something that will impact our stability. That could be a very good path for us. Do we go straight to apothecary? Now, we are about to declare war. We could upgrade to crossbowmen. You know what? I think we have to trend this way first. Just in case the war goes badly. We might want feudalism. Plus 1 food on food. Okay, never mind. We're going feudalism. I gotta take the plus 1 food on tile producing food. I think we then go to heavy infantry to support our war efforts. And then we jump up to apothecary. That might hurt long term, but a fight. My side is stronger. A javelineer versus 2 envoys. They're saying I could win this? Why are they saying My envoys have 19 attack, but I have 2 of them. To a 29 attack javelineer who's going to attack me first.
Even if it's not yours,
I'm not going to go.
Any human-built wonder is an impressive feat of design and construction. Makes me wish
Icarus has made even more demands against us. Absolutely wild. Okay, that is going to take us to the end of our episode for today. At the start of the next episode, we have some serious considerations to do about our researchers. We need to move everyone back over to research and see what happens to our money. It's not going to look good. And then we are going to make some serious considerations about trade, because trade is what I'm going to use to fix our stability problem. Now, that's a conundrum, because I'm going to take away our money and then increase our trade. So we're going to have to create some sort of balance to start with. What is that going to look like? We'll find out very quickly at the beginning of the next episode. But we are here. We are the Norsemen. We are in the medieval era, and war is quickly coming. We are going to declare war, and we also have the leader in the game, Icarus, bearing down on us with demands. There may be multi-wars going on here. It's looking sticky here in the medieval era. Next week will be the next episode of this series. Again, if you like the content, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel so you can find out all of the details of videos I release. Every Sunday is when this series comes out. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.